If sunlight is the best disinfectant, then former San Diego City Councilwoman Donna Frye wants to make sure that City Hall gets a thorough cleansing. Frye pitched a ballot initiative to a San Diego City panel today that would give the public more access to government records. Frye is currently president of the Open Government Advocacy Group, Californians Aware. She joins me now along with Terry Frank, executive director and general counsel for the same organization. Donna, let's start with you. What kind of records would your measure give the public access to?
Well, it would be all records, and it would be records that maybe aren't specifically called out, such as text messages. The electronic information is expanding very rapidly, and so this would make sure that it captured those types of records.
So if this measure gets on the ballot and is actually approved, it's a journalist's dream come true. But I often wonder if the public cares. Why does the public need a measure like this?
The public has a right to know what their elected officials are doing and how they reach their decisions. If the public does not have that information, they can't participate. First of all, they have no idea whether or not their government officials are meeting, behind closed doors to form collective concurrences, to make the decisions in advance of the public getting to participate. So that's why the public needs it, and yes, the public does care.
Terry, San Diego City Attorney Jan Goldsmith has raised some concerns about this proposed ballot measure. He says that, look, it goes beyond state law. In some cases, it duplicates the California Public Records Act, and it would expose the city to costly litigation. What do you think of that view?
Well, put that way, I disagree with it fundamentally. The California Public Records Act has a section which authorizes and, in fact, invites public agencies to adopt their own requirements for access to records that are more generous, more accommodating than is the minimum standard in state law. So the fact that the proposal goes beyond the Public Records Act is what it's all about, really, to fill in those areas that are not clear and where the state doesn't provide a clear mandate. There are many cases where the state leaves it up to the agency to make a judgment about whether records are public or not. In many, if not most of those cases, the government is in the habit of saying, oh, well, there's an exemption for this kind of information. The state says we can withhold it, and so we will, without ever considering the public interest or what harm would come to the agency or privacy by releasing the records. So this forces the city to look at all their hidden policies and rules that make information private and take another look at them.
Why are governments so reluctant to release this information?
Well, there are many reasons. Some officials say no because they don't want to be bothered with looking closely at the document and taking out a few lines. It's inconvenient to them. Some of them say it out of habit without really thinking about it. They look at the list of things that can be refused and they say, well, we're going to refuse it. I think that's what we're aiming at here, this kind of reflexive or habitual, mindless decision to keep the public in the dark.
Donna, you worked for a short period for former San Diego Mayor Bob Filner as his Director of Open Government. What were your goals when you took that position, and what did you accomplish?
My goals were to make it easier for the public to participate and to obtain documents, to actually have the information they needed, to get it in a timely manner, and also to get it in an easy format. What was I able to accomplish when I was with our former mayor, and I sort of chuckle, I don't mean to, but I would say probably the main actual tangible piece of documentation I was able to leave for the public is an open government webpage that takes them to a lot of information that they would normally have to hunt for. And now this ballot measure.
And Terry, what do you think the political climate is across the state for a proposed ballot measure such as what Donna is offering?
Well, I think it is, and to a certain degree it always has been, an appetite for being able to check the integrity and the wisdom of government decisions. And the way you do that is through access to records to see where those decisions came from. In 2004, the voters in the state of California, in a statewide ballot measure, approved making access to government a fundamental right, right next to speech, by an 83+% margin. I have no reason to believe that people are less keen to get the facts than they were then.
And there's much more on our website on this at kpbs.org. Donna Fry, Terry Frank, thanks so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.